My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2, where we're going to be playing the clan combination of Exile Leader Melting Remnant, that is Little Fade, and the Exiled Fireborn as my allied clan. So we're going to have the Primitive Mold, 1 Ember Reform a random unit, and Bloated Whelps, 1 Ember Sacrifice to deal damage to enemy units. So we can already immediately see a kind of sub-theme that's going to exist a little bit in this deck, but of course that is 1 damage to enemy units. That's not going to be clear in lines. So that's more like a little bit of a small AoE scaling strategy that exists off to the side of what I should usually be doing. What else am I going to be doing on those other lines? Entombed Explosive, 1 Ember 1 size, Extinguish to deal 65 damage to the front enemy unit, 2 copies of Fireball, Explosive and deals 20 damage. Explosive, of course, meaning any excess damage from the target it is struck on is applied to each enemy unit on the floor. And then finally, Paraffin Enforcer. 1 Ember 2 size, on strike, apply Rage 3 to friendly burnout units. That is a very, very serious scaling line. I've also got the Proto Heart Cage. I know its stats are good, but I want an ability, damn it. Seraph Eternus, Chosen of Dominion, is also going to be doubling Dominion, or Corruption rather, on units. That's fine. You don't typically have like a very beefy frontliner as a Melting Remnant clan. You typically have chumps there. I think first things first, I'm probably going to look at the Little Fade upgrade. There we go, hoping to find Little Fade, Extinguish, Firelight line. On Extinguish, apply 5/5 and burn out 2 to friendly units. So using that and then resummoning that unit and letting it die again gives me the ability to give burnout to the Paraffin Enforcer and another unit on that same floor, and then just keep doing that by reforming the Little Fade with the Primitive Molds. Sounds good to me. Oh, I was about to say Wax a Snuffer, please? Dante's Footstool. On deployment phase, draw a room card from your deck and reduce its cost to 0. I really like that. There's a lot of very powerful rooms. And Split Anvil. When you play spells in hand that cost less are reduced in cost for the rest of the turn. That's basically only Pyreball hits Primitive Mold in the deck at the moment. Obviously, you can do a lot with this over the course of a run, but I feel like the impacts that Dante's Footstool offers immediately is pretty hard to compete against. Enemy units appearing against floor is kind of fine with me here. Ideally, though, I would get the guys to explode and take him down for us. So hopefully I find one of my bloated whelps early. Not only do we find one of them, we find 2 of them. Perfect. Actually, I think it's better than rather than summoning a new bloated whelp. I think I'm better served by reforming the previous one and then just summoning that and then sacking it. Now, I do need Lil Fade to die as well. So I'm going to drop a Pyreball on that top line. Because if I don't start scaling the burnout and stuff there, I am just going to lose immediately. Primitive Mold gives us back the wrong one. Second one gives us the right target, who will burn out, giving the +2 burnout to the units behind. Summon you as an attacker on this line just to soften up the unit. I am going to be taking 4 damage to the Fallen Champion, but realistically, this is going to give me a line where I can actually succeed. And with Melting Remnant, the hardest battles are always the first ones. At least in my opinion. Entombed Explosive, and then taking out the backliner so that there's no additional healing, I think is huge here. Do that in the midline as well. Top line has a huge amount of rage, so I'm pretty happy about that. chump block with the least healthy one. Oh boy, only 2 turns. Oh, it didn't get Lil Fade. That's gonna make things harder. This has got to be loaded warp entombed explosive, right? 40 short of taking the enemy out, so I'll take 7 more damage to them. Alright. Look, it's not great. It's definitely not great. But I got to get that extra money from the open, and that's useful. Draft, 1 Ember, Burnout, 1 Multi-Strike, 1. Very good unit to throw on a line with a little Fade Firelight. Molded also gives us the ability to target our reforms, which admittedly is really important. It gives us the ability to specifically bring back Little Fade. Or the Entombed Explosive Warp Loaded Warp, whatever we happen to need specifically at that time. I'm going to a Merchant of Steel in the second area, going to a Merchant of Mana in the opening, Magic, rather, in the opening area. Both of them have a Remnant banner next to it. I have to take Molded. I want to take the drop. I do want to take the drop. I have to take Molded, though. Soul Smelter, 3 Ember, 10 damage on a unit. Siphon, that is, triggers when an enemy unit dies on this floor. Gain 1 soul, and Celebrate, gain 1 Dragon Horde for every 4 soul. I'm more likely to get a lot of value out of Golden Touch, to be entirely frank with you. Especially considering, again, that we are hitting a Merchant of Magic immediately. -1 cost to a spell. And then Spell Chain on Golden Touch? That's not bad. Yeah. I'll happily spend that mana on it. 20 additional magic power consumed. Lady of the Reformed. 1 Ember, 2 Size, Burnout 3 on Revenge. So when struck, apply Burnout 1 to friendly Burnout units. Really good way to support additional Burnout when you have a Burnout line. I think it's 100% essential I take that there. Paraffin Thug is really nice, but realistically, what we actually need is additional health and additional Burnout support so that when we get to the boss phase, we don't just get run over. A fate that I've experienced more times than I would care to mention. Specifically as Melting Remnant, that is to say. Lady the Reform, Paraffin Enforcer behind him, Little Fade in the front line. And we let him get him? Thanks for all the burnout, buddy. That line's never dying. Oh, wow. Directed Molded when I least needed it to be directed, but that's okay. I'm glad to have it regardless. I'm gonna blow up that Bloated Whelp literally just so that I can throw a Spear Steward on that line. Oh, that bottom line is so healthy. Golden Touch with Spell Chain. I will take both of the healers out. Thank you. Then Primitive Mold. Ah, we did get Lil Fade. Hell yeah. It is, to me, quite remarkable that we are going to be losing this bottom line. That's going to be our problem. It's not going to kill us, because we do take a lot of health off of the enemy, and, like, a Fireball next turn is going to get us most of the way there to the kill. units. Maybe I don't have any units that deal damage consistently. Well, I mean, look, we are about to hit our Merchant of Steel, right? The next area is where we solve specifically these problems. Gosh, I feel like I should hit a Primitive Mold just to see if I draw a unit that's worth throwing up on the top line. I wish I drew that next turn. It had Burnout 1, so if I put it on the top line, it would have died. Molded. Bring back Entombed Explosive. Oh, it brings it back with too much health. No. God, what card do I want to remold then? It feels like the correct answer is Lady the Reformed. You explode the back line and then we win. But I'm looking for a way to try and double use Golden Touch. It doesn't exist, does it? No. Okay, let's just finish this. Take out that unit with Golden Touch. Summon the Lady the Reformed. And let him get at it. So that is one thing, right? Is reforming your bottom line as you move up. Placing them there. Reforming them again as you move up. Placing them there again. Oh my god, a second copy of Molded. Hello. There's also Hallowed Dripping, 0 Ember Consume, apply Burnout 5 to friendly Burnout units. Realistically, with Lady the Reformed, we've already got that covered. What we need is the directed reform again. And this should be enough at this point. Lava Flow, 0 Ember Consume, apply Pyogel 4 to enemy units. Reasonable way to set someone up for a Bloated Whelp to kill him, maybe for a Golden Touch to kill him. Is it necessary? Probably not. Flicker, almost entirely irrelevant. Snotty Whelp, Kelly Sneeze, deal 1 damage and apply Pyogel to the front end units. I don't really want this to be a Whelpful deck. Whelps are just here as a little bit of a sub-theme, a little bit of flavor. Be saving that. I don't want to get a random minor Pyreborn artifact. I'd really prefer to get to like 7 or 8 before playing that. Obviously, there's a lot of value in going to the Merchant of Arms and looking for a room card, but unless I find a very good room card, Dante's Footstool lets us down a lot. Whereas Merchant of Steel over here, especially with a Remnant unit next to it, is really important. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do it to me. Damn it. Okay. Wickless Baron and Paraffin Thug. Wickless Baron gets 5/5 on Harvest. And Paraffin Thug gets 30 gold on Slay. I mean, I do need to be running a second floor, so definitely one of these two at least is coming with me. I like the idea of it being Paraffin Thug, just using that to boost my early gold a little bit. I kind of want to look at the Celestial Archive before I try and do these upgrades, because some things are obvious. Like, for instance, Heartstone, you should probably go on Lady the Reformed, who's going to be blocking for that line, right? Large Stone, probably not on anyone because of the size restriction it would give us, but if it would be anyone again, it would be Lady the Reformed. Wickstone, plus 15 damage, plus 5 health, and Burnout 1 immediately placed on a unit. That's a way to get the Paraffin Enforcer to die immediately. It's a way to get any of these units to die the turn that they are played. But I could give, for instance, Burnout 1 and Endless to the Entombed Explosive, and then every single turn I can just play it without having to reform it. If we get a unit here, it will matter a lot. Ugh, this is the worst part. Graft a random equipment onto your unit. I didn't want to do this because obviously the unit doesn't want the equipment yet. It wants this upgrade after it gets 2 other upgrades. Damn it. Gain a random graft unit. No, if you give me back a graft unit that I have had previously killed, it's not going to have its equipment on it. So grafting a random equipment onto a unit is significantly more impactful here. Let's just put it on Paraffin Thug. Crafted a Mind Cage to him. Cool! His abilities have 1 less cooldown. The abilities he doesn't have. None of them, in fact, have an ability, because this clan didn't have abilities. That is one strange thing. Like, abilities and equipment and rooms and things like that. There's a lot of things that were designed for the MT2 clans that, like, the MT1 clans don't necessarily account for. And I understand it's really hard to, you know, retroactively include design space into characters and clans that were designed without that space specifically being planned for. What do I do here? I mean, Hearthstone still has to be Lady the Reformed, 100%. I feel like I reroll now, rather, because I'm really looking for, like, especially multi-strike. Tight Knight, obviously huge as well. Lady the Reformed takes half damage. Smidge Stone's obviously pretty good too. 14 additional damage. I think, honestly, Paraffin Thug, just take that. The more likely you are to kill someone, the more likely I am to immediately get the gold that then covers the upgrade I just gave you. Yeah, not too much I can do about anything here. Let's get rid of that Ember. Entombed Explosive. Oh, nice. The Paraffin Thug does get a Slay as well. Cool. Got a chump for that bottom line. Unfortunately, not a chump for the attack that Archeon's going to do, so Lady the Reform will move back. But I will be chumping with Lil Fade consistently there, so that's not going to be a problem long term. Midline's gonna have a problem now, obviously. As the Paraffin Thug is about to be slain. Oh god, and so is your support. Interesting. Molded, just bring back the explosive, which will take out top line. I think I need to go additional capacity. Legitimately, is one of the biggest things that's limiting me right now. Golden Touch absolutely has to hit both of these targets. And then we can use a targeted molded to bring back a... do I do Entombed Explosive? It won't even die on the top line if I do Entombed Explosive. Any additional damage doesn't really save us HP here. I'm going to let the Fallen Champion go through, and I'm going to allow the Paraffin Enforcer to get pushed back by moving Lil Fade into mid lane here. Yeah. It's still really important that Lady the Reformed is ahead of the Paraffin Enforcer, who's actually going to be providing the damage for the two of them. I feel like we're really playing on the knife's edge here, though, because we're really just getting a little bit over the bosses. Like, we're taking every fight is basically like one mistake away from losing, I feel, at this point, which is, oops. Wax and Spike. This is actually probably the best time for you. X cost, apply 4x damage and 4 burnout to friendly units. Very, 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 very good way for me to try and benefit from stacking a lot of units on the same line. Worth noting, Lil Fade is buffing all of the units on the same line as them. So is Lady of the Reformed. So is Paraffin Enforcer. So the larger that line gets, the more impact each of those will have, and the more impact this will have. So I'm definitely going capacity. Guildmonger. I think I take you. 1 Ember, 1 size. Sorry, 1 Ember, 2 size, rather. Extinguish, gain 1 Dragon Horde. You're a very good unit to reform if I just need a chump to defend with and reform in a different area. Give me the Dragon Horde I care about. Lady of the House is obviously quite good, but realistically, I would really like to get 2 1-size units on that bottom line additionally. Guildmonger. Heaven's Light, and don't make me dwell on the fact that I had to take that. Merchant of Trinkets with this much money? I don't know about that. Merchant of Magic still has a lot of appeal to me. Oh, I mean, double stack or lower the cost of Wax and Spike. Even making Wax and Spike not consume would be a huge hit. Firelight 2 is upgraded for... it literally just gives 7 more damage. That's the only difference. It's also worth noting, there's also External Flame. Sorry, Eternal Flame, rather. Eternal Flame comes with Quick and Endless. So it would go back atop my deck, so I wouldn't have to specifically reform Little Fade. And Little Fade would also be getting bigger every single time, so eventually Little Fade would be a good unit to throw into the back line. I really want to go all the way with Firelight, but this is a really good choice, I think. With the 2 copies of Molded in the deck, I do feel like I'm really pushing towards actually using Firelight. Oh, Armory, Rumor Equip card. Hello? Huh? Hall of Mirrors! 2 Ember, -2 size, create a copy of friendly units on summon. You know what? I'm just going to figure out how to use that. I'm not even going to try and tell you how I intend to. It will give 5 size to a floor, so if I play like Lady of the Reformed, that floor instantly can't take any more units except for a 1 size. So like that is a problem, obviously, but also like what if I just use that as a floor where I can just dupe infinite Guildmongers and just kill them? I just kill them myself. Double stack. I really wanted this to also increase the damage. It won't. That's just not how it's going to work. I don't think double stack is worth it for increasing the burnout that much higher, because if Lady of the Reformed is dead, my units are going to die to damage faster than they'll die to burnout. I can make Pieball like a little bit of a heal. I can make Wax and Spike a little bit of a heal. Zero costing the Moldeds was always on the agenda. That's interesting. So if I threw the Wax and Spike on the bottom line, like, presume I play Lady of the Reformed, Paraffin Enforcer, Paraffin Thug, all on the same line, and then I just put the Lil Fade on that same line, right? Then I just immediately, on turn 1, drop the Wax and Spike. They've all got burnout now. So now they're starting to scale their rage immediately. They're starting to scale the Lady of the Reformed immediately, right before Little Fade even dies in the first time. Is that necessary? Not especially. Could it be pretty good? Yeah. It could probably be the best thing that I can do on turn 2. I don't think that's worth it. Permafrost. There are times where I do kind of want a permafrosted molded just so I can hold it until the right time, but I don't think that's more important than not having it, frankly. I think I need to take an opportunity here to remove a couple of cards as well. We've got cards that we just never really intend to play. Honestly, the Bloated Whelps are a real dead weight in this deck. The Entombed Explosives are taking their position instead. And obviously it's nice having Fireball for a little bit of reach to the backline if I happen to need it. And the Bloated Whelps' reach to the backline is very, very minimal. I think I gotta take 2 copies of those out of the deck, because they're never out of the deck. Even if they die, they still get resummoned by the random molds. Ugh, this is a little concerning. Non-boss enemy units restore 150 health when they move up a floor. If enemies move out of the bottom floor, which they absolutely will, not very powerful immediately. Like that Scarred Sentinel has Titan Skin 5 and 140 health. It will take 1, 2, 3. It will take a couple of lines until I can actually start doing anything to them. And Ajax applies sap to our units every turn, and when they attack, they apply additional sap. I actually wonder if maybe I can do this. If I set up my Little Fade line on the top, and then we've got our Hall of Mirrors and just dupes in the mid line and bottom line, right? They're just there to throw additional damage at enemies. They're not there to actually win the rounds. Here's my concern. I'm pretty sure, not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that if I take this challenge and I succeed, I win this run. And if I take this challenge and I lose, obviously I've lost this run. I legitimately believe it's kind of on that make or break position. I believe, like, we are so close to being able to kill those frontliners without a problem, without a single concern in the world. Gosh. The only way to be is to believe in me. I like to say things I don't believe from time to time. Let's do the top line, as I said. Lady of the Reform. Paraffin Enforcer behind to provide rage to Paraffin Thug. Little Fade in the very back line. Then we'll throw down a Hall of Mirrors on the bottom line. Bottom line? Yeah, this is bottom line. And double Guildmonger. There we go. Guild them up, boys! Max and Spike is 100% for the top line. Bunch of damage up there. Let's throw down a Fireball. Unfortunately, that unit will full heal by the time it gets to the top floor. Oh my god. Oh, I have to use Fireball though. I really want to use Golden Touch. How much do I have to use Fireball? I feel like if I don't Fireball this line, I've absolutely messed up. I'll draw Golden Touch and be able to use it 2 more times before the end of the round. But also, if I do that, I don't kill Guildmonger. You know what? No. And my reform pool is just Entombed Explosive at this point. Mm-hmm. I mean, Lil Fade goes on the top line for the scaling 100%. Gonna get another Slay on Paraffin Thug here. This mid line is obviously a problem, with all these vicious axe throwers that are planning to go directly to our top. I may have been a little optimistic that I was going to draw back into a Fireball or Golden Touch in time to deal with these. Also, Guildmonger, you've now served your purpose entirely. I've already got 8 Dragon Swords, so I don't need to worry about you anymore. I'm going to throw a single Lil Fade down on the bottom line for the double dupe. Realistically, I'm just trying to soften those lines up a little. Oh boy. Yeah, we're going to be taking 24 damage straight to the dome here. Hang on. No, we're not. Both of those are actual moldeds in my hand, aren't they? Yeah, they're real moldeds. 1. 2. Third time's charm. Perfect. Throwaway unit. Got one more turn to draw the cards I need now. Yeah, and a significantly higher chance of drawing them. Golden touch, golden touch. Let's primitive mold and see what we get out of it. Oh, just another Guildmonger? Sure. Another bloated whelp out of the pool. Oh wow, this is a fun one. Again. Top line is more than comfortable taking care of itself here. Take out your healer as well, just because I'm mean. Yeah, you can sap us each turn if you'd like. I'm also going to gain rage each turn, kind of just offsetting that. Whew, good money. Remnant Host, sick, sick, sick. 0 Ember, 1 size on Extinguish, summon 2 draft units. So if I put this on the line that has, where are you? Hall of Mirrors. Hall of Mirrors, it summons. So I summon the Remnant Host, they get 2 Remnant Hosts. Each of them extinguishes and summons 4 draft units. They overfill the entire line with drafts. Sick. However, obviously those drafts then pretty much immediately die. So we're not actually going to do it on the Hall of Mirrors. We'll do it on the Lady of the Reform floor, where it's a lot better. Sacrificial Chamber. Gain 1 Ember. Sorry, gain 1 Ember. Gain 10 gold when a unit dies. I like that, of course. payoff. 2 Ember, consume, restore 2 health for each fire Dragon Sword. Honestly, that's actually going to be way better for us over the long run. Let's also loot our Dragon Sword now. Spells gain 3 additional damage. Reach upgrade on that card. That's so big. That gives a bunch of damage to the Golden Touch that otherwise has some struggles with it. I'll be honest, I kind of expected to see you this run, Odie. I don't know if I do. Our deployment Ember is really important. We would have 2 Ember. We would be able to play Lil Fade and Lady the Reformed and Paraffin Enforcer, and then we have to wait for our Paraffin Thug to come through the cycle. Gel 5, applied to enemy units when a whelp dies. Honestly pretty good with these whelps, but I also have only 3 of them in the deck and I intend to remove the rest. Golden Idol, trial rewards, increase their gold by 50%. I can afford that. This early, we'll get a lot of benefit. Empyrean Well, duping a card. There are cards I want to dupe, but I don't think I need the Golden Touch now that I have the Goldmonger who I'm just cycling through the deck for deaths. Merchant of Magic. You're also a little bit of a touchy one. Holdover for molds. I love a good moldover strategy. Boy. Cost reduction or consume removal for Wax and Spike would be nice too. I really feel like I should be going for the dupe. You need multi-strike. You need multi-strike because you are my main damage scaling, and multi-strike will double your damage scaling. Next area has Merchant of Trinkets. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to avoid that in the next area. I have so much money. I think I go Merchant of Magic this time, and I'm going to be harsh on my cuts. Got Moldover. No, I want to remove Consume from that Wax and Spike. It would be useful to play that again. Also, with Holy Stone, I'm not going to take it. I have payoff already in the deck. I have more than enough ways to manage that statistic. Remove Consume, remove the Consume cost as well. I mean, I can make payoff literally free. I know I said I want to Consume, remove Wax and Spike, but if I can't, like, if I just heal... if I just heal 16 every single time, it's gonna be pretty hard to kill me. Unstable Vortex. It's gonna be too bloated. No, at this point, actually, it will be Spear Stewards, thank you. Celestial Alcove is offering us... Ooh. Interesting. Touch the Imp. Savage Heart upgrade. So this is going to cost us 1 Ember in the deployable phase. Obviously, 1 Ember in a couple of other turns afterwards, because it gives you Savage Shackles, 1 Ember, unpurgeable but deployable, so it's in your opening hand, and units in hand cost -1. -1 plus 1, sorry. Touch the Imp. Rage 5, and permanently gain Rage 1 on Revenge. I think that would be a sick hit to just drop on the Lady of the Reformed. Actually, no it wouldn't. This would. Okay, so first off, she is going to get a lot of revenge triggers. That's going to be really cool. Sure. Touch the Shield. This gets Titan Skin. Lady of the Reformed already has Titanite. Titanite halves damage taken. Titan Skin is a permanent, a flat reduction of damage taken. However, Titanite occurs first. I read this. Titanite occurs first, which means that if a unit has Titanite and then Titan Skin 5, and they take a hit for 20 damage, the 20 damage gets halved to 10, and then 5 gets taken off. So instead of 20, they take 5. If they would have taken 10 damage, literally every instance of 10 damage or less is 0 damage. 10 damage halves to 5, 5 removed from it, 0 damage taken. She becomes the tankiest tank that ever tanked. Thank you. More cards to remove from the deck. I mean, definitely the Shield Stewards aren't worth a weight at all in here. And I'll hold the next 120. I'm getting a little too happy with my removals. I need to hold that for the Merchant Trinkets, even if I am going to be generating 8 thing in the next fight. Penitent Prayer Stone is spawned on each floor. Honestly, that's actually a really good way for me to get the Lil Fade to die on the first round, despite the fact that she doesn't really want to. Also, I get more money for the trials, and there's a merchant trinket the next day. All the reasons that I actually should do this are also relevant. I'm gonna drop all the mirrors on the bottom line. Lady the Reformed. Arafin Thug behind. Arafin Enforcer. Lil Fade in the front. Oh my god. I don't have space for the remnant host. No! When would I be able to summon a remnant host on that top line? Let me just try some stuff right now. I'm gonna kill Lil Fade and then summon the remnant host and then kill the remnant host. And then drop Waxen's Spike on the top line, giving everyone a bunch of damage. Now, the thing about this is... actually, the thing about this is it's sick, and I should do it. We've now got Lady of the Reformed, I believe, giving burnout to the units behind from the attack that she's about to do. No? Because these guys weren't going to die. They only have burnout 1. Let me see exactly how this interacts. Yeah, okay, she does. So yeah, I don't get the Firelight on that line anymore, but look how sick that was. They're only going to scale so much better. Realistically, the bad thing here is that Paraffin oh no, all of you getting to the top line next turn, wrong turn. That's bad. I need to prevent that from happening. Too many of you are going up there. Please kill my Guildmonger as soon as you can. Oh, that's so annoying. The Harvest Protector is giving 5 Titan Skin to the Collector, so I can't kill it. I mean, reforming Lil Fade and throwing 2 Lil Fades on the bottom line isn't really going to do anything about this. Hang on. I think it's bring back these 2 and then play them in the opposite order. So those drafts should now resummon with the additional damage. Oh my god, they just shredded themselves, of course. I forgot they get to immediately attack if they get summoned like that. Oops. top line does project damage really well, but this is... I don't know. The next line is very survivable, actually. I don't feel like I'm getting enough Dragon Sword is probably my real complaint right now. You know, like this payoff feels a little crummy, only 6 health. I mean, obviously give me Gilmonger, who I will now play on the bottom line, and Duke. Woof. Because the Paraffin Enforcer has not had many opportunities to actually strike and give rage to its friendly units, our top line is doing significantly less damage than I had accounted for. So 2 big guys is too many big guys for them. Hang on. What can I do? Because top line, 185 health. So realistically, Paraffin Thug should be the one that slays you. And then the next unit takes 32 by 4 is 128. Can I modify that very effectively? Not especially, no. Obviously, I can remove the backliner. Oh, with the additional rage from the Paraffin Enforcer, obviously, we'll end up pushing more damage. But we're not going to be able to kill the front unit with only 2 strikes. All right. A little fade on the bottom line. It's cardless, but could hit more units. I'm incentivized this turn, obviously, to try and get another Dragon Horde if I can. I've got enough Dragon Sword at this point, so I'm just going to use that bottom line to try and take as much of this guy's Titanite time away from him. Or Titan skin possible away from him. Get him, drafts! Unfortunately, they all burn out after that one turn, because we didn't have a little fade ready to die at the right time. Good thing I've got payoff. Hopefully I cycle back to it soon. Well, actually, obviously you don't do it like that. You use the random one first. And then choose the minion that would best support it afterwards. I 100% believed in this top lane the entire time. Literally, the only thing I need to do is find a way to get... Oh, Paraffin Enforcer. If I can make Paraffin Enforcer quick, so that it strikes first, so that I don't have to worry about Lady of the House stealing all of the kills from me. so much money. Oh no! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hallowed Halls, 2 Ember. Kill friendly units, reform random units to this floor until it exceeds its capacity. That is a very good way for me to deal on the Halls of Chamber floor. It's also Fatal Melting, 2 Ember, deal damage to the enemy equal to 3 times the number of friendly death units, and Devour. I'm taking Hallowed Halls. It's too cool. Wealthy. 1 Ember, 1 size, cooldown of 2, gain 5 gold for each Dragon Horde. Reforming you would be fun. 5 more Brain Spike, reduce cooldown by X, and apply 2x Avarice. Irrelevant. Make it rain. Deal 5 damage to enemy units, spend 5 gold and repeat this effect up to 3 times. I could take a Wealthy Whelp. I don't need to. I will, because I want to. Let's loot. Whelps apply Biogel 3 on strike. When an enemy unit ascends, they gain Biogel 2. Pretty good. Units gain 3/3 for each upgrade on their card. Especially good for the Lady the Reform. Just 9/9, which that saves her from a lot of damage. I'll take Medallion of Superiority. Superiority. Wax Snuffer! Yes, I was hoping to see you! Obviously not Manifold Mirror, that would be so... Alright, let me think about it for a second before I tell you it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Wax Snuffer, extinguish triggers an additional time. Lil Fades extinguish, the Entombed Explosives extinguish, and the Remnant Host extinguish. Love it. I already pre-promised I'm hitting the Merchant of Trinkets. It is unfortunate that that means that my next Merchant of Steel is literally at the very end of the game. Boy. Is there any way I go the other direction here? Paraffin Enforcer, you want quick, you want multi-strike. Paraffin Thug, you obviously want multi-strike. Mini, I would also make the Paraffin Thug mini so that I can fit like a Remnant Host up on that floor without having to get additional capacity. Not many other things I really want from Merchant of Steel at this point. Like, it is very narrow, actually. Units get an extra upgrade slot? Okay. Spirit Breaker's charge after using an ability. I don't have any abilities. Friendly units gain 5 damage, and at the end of your battle, gain 3 Dragon Sword if your Pyre took no damage. That's not happening. But Pyre Stone Housing. I think I take that. With the hopes that I get to give, like, you know, multi-strike quick and something else relevant to the same unit. Insane. Flicker's Liquor. When you play a unit after deployment, a random card in hand cost is reduced to 0 until played or discarded. Ember is never a problem for us anymore, and Fade's First Blade. Friendly units gain 3 rage whenever they lose a stack of Burnout. That's going to give a lot more rage to that top line that was otherwise lacking damage scaling. Fire remains of some additional health. Good lord! Oh. Okay, what? Triple stack. We only have one thing that can take it. Hilarious. Entropic Growth. Permanently gain magic power if left in hand. So it's going to be -4 to cost. I think I just throw that on the Wax and Spike, admittedly. And it gives me the Entropic Crystal that I do have to play, but honestly, I will have the Ember to play that because of the whole everything is free when I play cards. Now, because that's intrinsic as well, if I dupe that card, it will also have the dupe in my opening hand, so I get to just give another 40 damage. 40 damage? It'll be 5x, another 20 damage to all of my units on that top line. Top line? Am I committing to that? It does seem like I should have sacrificial lines before we actually get to the line that I care about. Yeah, I suspect I am committing to that. Right. I absolutely can't do that in this fight. I did forget about the fact that in this fight they gain damage constantly as they keep climbing. So if I do that, I will lose. And I don't want to do that. Lose. If possible. Okay. Guildmonger needs to be played to next floor. I kind of want to just Hallowed Halls you immediately. Oh! Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about this. Yeah. Wealthy Well. Now Hallowed Halls cost 0. Hallowed Halls is floor. Because those whelps don't do anything right now. Perfect. Perfect. And now I'll use both of those for 20 gold apiece. And then I get to use my payoff for 8 health. Ready Mold doesn't have a target at the moment, but I get to give a bunch of additional damage to this bottom line. We still cut through the Ravenous Zealot as our most, but I think our rage gain over the course of this turn is going to be enough to really scale us beyond that. I mean, I can absolutely Golden Touch and just let the Vampiric Cherub go up. And will. Room to Mold. Double Guildmonger, get him. Summon a Casual Shield Steward on the top line. Another Wealthy Whelp. Summon him. I've already got 8 Dragon Sword already. Good lord, this is so quick at building Dragon Sword. And now I get 40 gold every time one of these whelps goes off. I could kill my own whelp with the Golden Ephemeral Touch. I don't need to, and I'm not going to, but I could. And I needed to know that at all times. At any moment. Woof. Yeah, that's a lot of Titan skin on the front line of there. That is actually really annoying. Okay. I do need to use my Molded. I do need to summon the Remnant Host on the top line. But because you're double triggering, I need to summon that ahead of you, then take you out so you can summon. And then I can Molded a new Remnant Host. I could throw this on the very bottom line if I really wanted to. Oh, actually, no, I throw it in the back of the barrel. Yeah, that's where you go. Oh, no, but then you won't burn out. But you also won't gain additional health, so I can kill you with a spell. Which may be the way that I have to do it. But we'll see. Lil Vader's dying on this top line, giving so much burnout and damage and health to that top line that we're going to have a second line of damage to help contest, which is really important because that big boy, that... What are you called? Chosen Bastion? 15 Titan skin. 15! Good lord. Molded to summon the Wealthy Whelp. There we go. Solid middle line there. I love this bottom line setup, mid line farming, top line execution strategy that seems to be going on here. Guildmonger is also double extinguishing. I was wondering what... Oh, that makes so much sense now. Hell yeah. Look at this overstack at the bottom line with all these drafts down here. Unfortunately, that Paraffin Thug is literally never going to kill another soul. Somehow I think I'm going to get enough money from other sources that that's going to be okay. Floors reach the 7-unit limit. Yeah, it does. The cardless one stays on the field as well, so I can still reform. See, it's so much better that she doesn't have endless. It's so much better. Do I need to strike down any of my own units for their Huberts? I mean, I want to use Hallowed Halls. Little fade in the midline. Cool. And Hallowed Halls. Kill them all. Let them double extinguish and come back. Cool. I get back the Wealthy Whelps. They have so much damage and so much health. We've got all of these jump blocking units in the front line who are ready to die. I think more than ever, there is a very clear case to be made for the fact that the next one has to be draw. My 5 cards a turn are by far the largest limitation that I experience. All right, buddy. Let him have it. Dualism multi-strike. Come on. Dualism multi-strike for our scaling Paraffin Enforcer. Please. Oh, hang on. No. I was wondering if the Paraffin Thug was going to get that kill. Too many drafts. Incant Dragon Staff. On Incant, apply deal 1 damage to enemy units. Does that count as strike? I feel like there's something weird, like if I put that on Paraffin Enforcer and then I cast spells on the bottom line, it would count as a strike or something like that. Not That's certain. Soldier of Fortune, consume to draw a unit. If you have 30 gold, spend it to apply plus 30 damage, Avarice 15, and Armor 15 to the unit. Once I only have units in this deck that I really want to play, that would be pretty good. I'm pretty intrigued to see if the Cursed Dragon Staff is capable. Because it would attribute slays to the character that did it. If a unit has incant deal damage to all enemies, would that unit be considered to have struck those enemies? I have to assume not, but something in my brain is telling me that, yeah, it actually does work like that. All right. Anyone who knows the card interaction better than me, please feel free to clarify what conditions a strike occurs in. Obviously, the unit attacking is one. The unit sweeping, like if one unit attacks with 100 health and it sweeps through 100 enemy units each with 1 health, it does 100 strikes. I know that as well because of the way that the chosen Ragewing Assassins gain rage from each unit they hit in a sweeping attack. I also know there's some abilities that when you use them, consider your unit to have struck the enemy, including abilities that don't necessarily cause the unit to attack, but cause the unit to do damage to enemies. Like, if I used this ability, would that be considered a strike? I don't think so. But if I used an ability that said, deal your attack damage to enemy units twice, more likely. I'm gonna take Soldier of Fortune and see what we can do with it. I'm not even gonna address the next one. Perfect. On your first turn, 2 additional Ember is really good. It's just 8 additional damage for the line that I put it on, but we have to take Hidden Coffers the first time it turns up, obviously. Friendly units gain Stealth 1 on Summon and on Slay. Gain 3 additional damage per stack of Stealth. That is a really bad way to support my line because Lady of the Reform will fail to slay, or will fail to take damage. Equipped units gain 10 armor, whatever. And Volatile Gauge is actively bad for us right now. We've already mitigated many of the costs in our deck. If it gave me like a molded that's high cost, suddenly I'm screwed. The fact that my moldeds are low cost and generate minions that have no costs means that I have no energy problems whatsoever. I love drawing 2 additional cards each turn. I just can't take it. It'll prevent me from playing them all in the way that I currently can. Merchant of Arms, Imperial Well for a dupe. I will say, Merchant of Magic with the Hallowed Halls in the deck, I have so many things I want to do to this. I would give it holdover if I could. I would play it every single turn. Merchant of Arms, admittedly, there's a lot of weapons that I would really like to get in this deck. Anything that gives multi-strike fundamentally just immediately goes in here as well. Shame. Holdover? I've already got a Moldover, so I will take a Holzover. I could wait for this to get intrinsic, but realistically, I'll just take it as soon as I can get it. Holy Stone, yeah, whatever. Plus the magic power, get whatever. Ooh. Remove Consume, gain Spell Chain. Spell Chain probably ends up going on the other molded. Remove Consume from Soldier of Fortune. I don't think I'm always going to have a unit to draw with it. Like, especially because I can easily play out all of my units in the first cycle a lot of the time. And I'm going to be cutting more units from the deck. Yeah, that's just not going to happen. Mold again Spell Chain for resummoning the right ones. -2 cost and Consume. I could see myself throwing that on a Fireball. Realistically, I could also recognize that that actually isn't going to change anything. Literally ever. Sorry about that. Only had time to mute my mic rather than pause. Whew. Big sneeze. Remove another card from the deck. I mean, realistically, these bloated whelps have no reason to be in here anymore. The realistically best thing about them is that I can summon them and then immediately kill them. That's the best thing. As soon as I get them resummoned, they will also be ready to die. Firelight 3 will be applying 20 or 40 damage. Because we double that. Soul Smelter. Hilarious. Don't need that, obviously. Enchanted Chamber and Steward's Quarters. 0 Ember, give 1 capacity to a floor. Drain Stewards, gain multi-strike, and 20 damage there. Yeah, maybe if I had some Trained Stewards in this deck, but it's suspiciously empty of those for some reason that I can't put my finger on. -1 energy per turn, sure. The worst that is for us is on the very opening turn. Because it means that I have to choose between the units I summon here in the opening. I'm going to summon the Paraffin Enforcer a little later than I otherwise would. Paraffin Thug's really important for damage, and we get some damage scaling already, not only courtesy of Little Fade and Wax and Spike, but also courtesy of the Fade's First Blade. Golden Touch is going to be really important for trying to take out Deafening Heralds here as well. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's really fun. You go down. Then can summon a Remnant Host on this top line. Then Entombed Explosive on the bottom. Wealthy Whelp on the bottom line as well. Perfect, Golden Touch is free. That's all I wanted. 2 bloated whelps down there as well, because I can. And then I use Golden Touch to summon a bunch of drafts on the top line. I'll kill both of the bloated whelps on the bottom line as well. Then I'll use Molded to summon back the bloated whelp. I'll sack those again, then go back to the top floor and give you all a bunch of damage and burnout. And now, as soon as Little Fade dies, it gives 80 damage to all of these multi-striking drafts in the back line. That's fine. I can give you as much damage as you need. Let's keep doing it as well. Just get even more burnout on this, well, make him big and nasty. This would summon way too many whelps on the bottom line. Sorry, not whelps. Way too many drafts on the bottom line. But also, what's wrong with that? Gosh, I need my Guildmonger. The longer I go without it, the worse I feel. Fireball away one of you. Pay off the 4 health, I guess. Yeah, no, our top line is going to be capable. Honestly, Paraffin Thug wouldn't even be doing anything up there. It doesn't ever get a chance to attack. I can actually totally see the version of the board that doesn't even want to run Paraffin Thug anymore, recognizing that it's useless. Soldier of Fortune literally in the hand with all of my remaining units, guaranteeing that I don't get value out of it. You rude bastard. I mean, do I play Soldier of Fortune? It's never going to draw a card for me. I could consume it out of my deck right now. I don't want to. I don't want to give any money to the game. I want the game to give me money. That's the correct direction for the money to flow. To me, not away me. Make sure that I don't let spells in my deck cost an extra gold forever. Which I only realized at the end of that turn was something I was leading myself into. There we go. We'll drop. We'll fade first. Boy. I am kind of choosing between... Like, even if I play Little Fade first, it's not going to stop this from happening. Oh, hang on. It might. Never mind, we're fine. And we were always going to be fine. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Whoop. Let's play playoff on a floor where it doesn't incant an enemy to gain some additional damage, please. Seems a better idea for us. Heart gauge is over the top. Maximum. Over healthed. Too healthy. Unfortunately, silence on this floor is actually really, really problematic for us. I'm gonna throw a Guildmonger. I'm gonna be reforming this line now, so I don't care about how they set up. Nice. Get the Wealthy Whelp to give us 40 gold. Oh my god, this bottom line. I can't actually cast Incant down there, but god do I want to. Drop a couple explosives down there. Remnant Host at the very back. Double Remnant Host at the very back. That'll give me the ability to kill all the enemies and then start hitting a Thane. Nice. Then drop a Hallowed Halls on the mid lane just to make sure that I have enough for my Paraffin Enforcer, I guess. Double summon and double extinguish is diabolical on that floor. I mean, I think it's Wealthy Whelp and just get money if I can, but I don't think I can because I have no space for it. Unless I use Golden Pouch to kill one of my own units. Or just sack one of my own units because it's literally a thing I'm allowed to do. I'm going to throw the Entropic Crystal and then Fireball here. The reason I had to do that is so Lady of the Reformed will actually trigger, because these guys have a suspiciously low amount of rage on them. And the next floor will win the fight. It just needs health enough. There you go. Pay off all the way back to full HP. Managed to get a solid 20 health out of that. Oh, nice Slay Paraffin Thug. I wouldn't have won that fight without you. 600 gold, good lord. Press removal. Remove all debuff effects from friendly units and all buff effects from enemy units. I love having a copy of this. So important for removing corruption, which is also going to be relevant in the the Seraph Eternus fight. I would love another copy of Wax and Spike. It'd be great, but resin removal covers things that we otherwise are missing. Mind Cage for using Moneymaker each turn, but realistically, I just resummon the Wealth if I want that. Stubborn Whelp gives Avarice. Nope. None of those are relevant to me. Loot time! Whelp Supply Biogel 3 on strike. That would give me the information I need to know about the bloated whelps. After using an ability, friendly units gain armor 3. Admittedly, that's actually a really good way to give additional armor now to a floor after double summoning, I mean, obviously the whelps, but also the wealthy whelps. When an enemy unit ascends, they gain Biogel 2. I quite like that as well. I'll take that first. On your first turn, 2 additional Ember. That is a lot of additional damage. I think I need to take it. Max hold by 3. It was always going to be that. I always want to get to maximum hold. Trinkets and Merchant of Steel. It's got to be. I haven't got the Vision Merchant of Steel the whole time. I got the Firestone Housing. Quick and Dualism. Literally what I asked for. Perfect. Quick to the Paraffin Enforcer and Dualism. So now you're applying Rage 6 and you attack first in the order. I mean, I realistically should just throw the 14 additional damage on someone. Paraffin Thug, get it. Flip. Obviously, I was looking for multi-strike here. Upgrading you with Endless. No, I don't really want them endless. I want them endful. I could make Endless and burn out Remnant Host in order to just summon a bomb of 4 drafts on a floor whenever I want. Which is pretty good. Large Stone Guildmonger would be good, but only if I was overstacking that floor consistently, which I'm not currently doing. Merchant Trinkets. Spells get an extra. Alright, whatever. Summoning a Whelp reduces the cooldown of friendly units by 1. That's actually really fun because it means that I summon 2 Whelps on the bottom line, right? Both of the Wealthy Whelps. I click both of them. And then I summon the Bloated Whelp, and it summons another Bloated Whelp, and then I play both of the Wealthy Whelps again, and then I kill those, and then I molded them, and I play them again, and then I... Like, it's a good way to farm money right after my final store. Your Pyro applies Fire Gel 2 to enemy floors on all floors on Revenge. That's really good for the final fight, where we're not going to be able to stop Dominion from dealing damage, but we can kill them for it. Dragons apply Fire Gel 5 on Strike. I do have a dragon, single dragon, in the entire deck. So after deployment phase, when you play your third card of a turn, draw 1. Great, love that. Remove 2 cards from deck. Pyreballs don't feel right, but when I need them, I need them. They're really important when I need them for taking out a backline unit. Golden Touch, same, despite the fact that I don't like it in this deck anymore. Wealthy Whelp, realistically, you never get to make me any more money. Right? You are just a way for me to summon chump units who can die. And I feel like I should have enough ways to do that without you. But with the Remnant Host taken out of the Reform pool, I might actually need Whelps in there to have anything to resummon. 2 Entombed Explosives, obviously. Gosh. I'll take 2 primitive molds out of the deck. I got the other moldeds. We'll be fine. Might as well just snag the rest of those relics and the rest of these upgrades when I can. Does anyone really want to be that large? I don't think so. Avarice? Look, I'm sure you can convince someone. I'm just going to put it on a Bloated Whelp. Why? Because it literally doesn't matter. I do not have another opportunity to spend my money, so... It makes no difference. Chosen of Dominion. Alright, now. Hmm. Dominating form. I don't remember the specific enemies of this fight yet. Can I? Is that a logbookable thing? At some point, I am gonna have to start thinking about, like, dominance. Damn it, no. It's not gonna be there. At some point, I am eventually going to need to start thinking about, okay, each of these fights has specifically these things in it. I'm going to need to have coverage for those specific things, rather than just generally trying to build strong enough that I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. And specifically, like, for the last 2 rounds, I think, there's, like, very large variability in what the enemies can do. I'm going to give myself the ability to go to round 2 in this fight. And if eventually I get to round 2 and I look at the line on the bottom and I'm like, I can't actually prevent that, I'm going to restart the fight and reposition my units instead. I'm just telling you this early so that you know that it's not a response to something. It is because I don't know which set of units I am going to get here, but that is otherwise reliable. I should be able to know that. It's just a lot to remember. So, do I think I should set up low in this fight? I suspect the answer to be yes. So setting up low is this. I can't rely on drawing the draft specifically that I want. And then we'll drop Hall of Mirrors. I suspect I want to drop Hall of Mirrors on the top line because I think there's haste units here. Drop on top. No haste units. I fully remember what this board is now. I literally just needed to be able to look at one of the lines of them. Okay. Am I going to want to do this differently? No, because if I do, I'm going to have to deal with the Discordant Heretic every single turn, which is the reason that we want to do it this way. Yep. You set up low if you're expecting corruption, or at least I set up low if I'm expecting corruption. Loaded well. Oh, that's actually excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Then Guildmonger. I do want my holdover molded. Yeah, I do want that one. So I will keep that. If I kill these ones and then resummon that, well, it'll be 0 cost. Giving me the ability to 0 cost the rest of my hand. Yeah, I'm really just stacking my burnout pile at the moment. And then all that additional damage here for the bottom line. Great. We're now at the point that we're capable of killing everything except the back line, which is so huge. We'll be able to project damage there within, like, a round. Resonant Ruin! Molded giving me Little Fade summon board. Little Fade, you're allowed to die whenever you want. Oh gosh. And it should be soon, ideally. I'm gonna take out Little Fade, and then summon a Rendon Host, who is not gonna die at the end of this turn, unfortunately. I have a Golden Touch to force that to happen next turn. Yeah, that'll be fine. Remove Resonant Ruin, bring me Mold, gives me another Little Fade, which I can play in the midline, just to take out Discordant Heretic, and then we just summon a Bloated Whelp. 3 gold from doing that, from the Avarice. Deals unblocked damage, got it. Resin removal has a... Oh no, Golden Touch is literally just short of the damage to do it. Hold over. It's resin removal for our bottom line, getting rid of those corruption stacks. Definitely. Wealthy Whelp hits the top line. Pop both of those abilities for nothing. Get rid of the Entropic Crystal now, though. And then... like, I want to Golden Touch the Remnant Host in the backline twice, basically. Hallowed Halls is never going to cause that. It will just give me a bunch of Dragon Sword, which is good, though. But I need additional damage help on this bottom line, realistically. After one round of that being the case on the bottom line, we are going to absolutely rocket ahead. I just have to let the Hallowed Halls cycle, unfortunately. Ooh, Soldier of Fortune actually has units to hit. Love to see that. Oh, a big old Toomey Explosie. Also pretty great. Force the damage back to the field it needs to be in. Another Molded for Guildmonger with Burnout 1. Oh, unfortunately can't play on that top line right now. But I don't want to leave it out of the Reformation pool. I don't want to leave it out of the Reformation pool, so I'm not going to pull it out there. Pay me off, 6 additional health, thank you. We've got another line that Lil Fade is about to absolutely pog off. No! My drafts! They're dying to the corruption. No, I didn't want them to do that. Wealthy Wop's up there whelping wealthily. I mean, I do want Guildmonger to die, but on strike, doubles the corruption, action. So it's still going to add corruption to the backliners here. Okay, that's fine. It'll kill enough units. Oh man, Lady the Reformed on the bottom line is running out of health. 1 health remaining. Good lord. Yeah, I think I gotta use Hallowed Halls on the bottom line. Oh, but it's gonna summon the wrong things. Resin removal's ready for the bottom. Oh, sick. We actually hit the one I wanted. Get him, Lil Fade. I needed Little Fade dying on this bottom floor much more commonly than I let her. Oh wow, another Guildmonger double. Sick. That'll get us to our 13. We'll push a lot more damage with the drafts there. Thank you for the payoff health. So this takes down that entire line. Every turn, I do get to choose one specific unit and bring that one back. It's very relevant. I mean, Lady the Reformed. Huge! I honestly didn't expect that she would have the ability to do that. Because all these units behind you will die. So it literally just comes down to a Duke Fest between you and Seraph can only do 5 damage to you every time. Absurd. Let's slow this down. Let's see exactly how absurd this is. Yeah. So 5 damage. You did 5 damage. Then all of my damage units die. So you get to do 5 damage every turn. That's me speeding it up as well. It's just gonna be you. Just gonna be the two of you duking it out the whole time. Some way to heal her would be the best. Well, that's 13 Dragon Swords, so I get to choose another major boss artifact, and you better believe I'm gonna be draw? It's draw, right? Draw that I want? I think it's draw that I want. Is it draw? It could be energy. When a unit gains Biogel, it gains 1 additional stacks. Sure. You gain stacks as you move up floors. Once you equip a friendly unit conjure 4, irrelevant. Warp supply Biogel 3 on strike. Sure. I do think maybe it should be draw, actually. That said, the additional energy so that I can set up more units on turn 1 certainly appeals. Gives me the ability to summon all of my banner units and stuff on turn 1 as well. Then after that, realistically, it doesn't do anything. Obviously, I'm going to fight the Titans. What am I going to do? Prepare for the Titans? Then run away? We're able to heal 26 every time we play that healing thing as well, but you die in bigger chunks than 26 damage, so it's not going to be too ridiculous for us. No matter where we set up our line, they will scale. However, if I set up on the bottom line, I'll have less time to appropriately respond to things like silence coming into the field. But also silence is pretty annoying for my bottom line anyway. Do I set up low or high? Well, Resonant Ruin would ruin me. Resonantly. So, low. And then I'll set up the midline to be my chump floor. Oh no, Remnant Host has just too much health to survive. First off, Soldier of Fortune, what do you draw? The Wealthy Welt Moneymaker. Fine. Then Golden Touch. Molded to bring back Little Fade. Golden Touch, Little Fade again. So we just get all those buffs. Then I want to get a Remnant Host on the bottom line, and I want it to die. So I'm just waiting for the spell that'll do it for us. Actually, we summon Little Fade again on the bottom line. She happily jumped block for us. Remnant Host, you're an endless card, so I will just draw you again if I use you. So, cool. Then I get you again next turn. I don't need Guildmonger to be multi-summoning at the start, yeah, necessarily. I also don't need the Wealthy Whelp to be summoning at the start double, necessarily. That's a lot of buffs for turn 1. So, drop Remnant Host on the field. Fireball hit Remnant Hosts. Well, after I play all minions, right? They offer some additional health. Highlight for some additional damage. Ooh, molded. Take a wee copy Little Fade. I'm trying to play the minions first, just in case they decrease the cost of my most expensive stuff. There we go, now we have all the drafts down on the bottom line. Paraffin Enforcer attacks before them, giving all of them 6 rage, and then they attack afterwards. That's perfect. Hallowed Hall's now on the top as well, giving Little Fade's additional stats to all of those other minions. And heck, it's going to do it again this turn as well. Lovely. Yeah, that's going to be pretty good at pushing damage. How dare you? Chosen Assassin just turned up, is going to swipe through our entire line, killing all of the drafts immediately. Well, it's fine. I can summon him again next turn with another Remnant Host, so you're not really moving the tide, to be fair. I mean, I do want the Guildmongers to die. They are effectively just chump units for us. But also, I do want the midline to be usable. Do I throw Little Fade behind them? Little Fade will survive like that. Granted, that Chosen Assassin will probably kill Little Fade as well as both of the Guildmongers next turn, no matter what I do in that way. Oh. Oh. Everything just changed. Hallowed Halls are zero costed. Everything is different now. Why Hallowed Halls the midline? Because it'll just resummon these units if I do that. But those are the units I want to resummon. Hell yeah. Gave me 4 Dragon's Horde, and also at the end of this turn, I'll gain another 4. How dare you? How dare you Rage Wing Assassin your way through all of my stuff? So rude. Remnant Oost, you are on the bottom line? So many curses of entropy, and then I'll remove all of the corruption and sap that they applied to us, thank you. Also, all of your rage savagery, how dare you have it? Kill the Rage Wing Assassin using Entombed Explosives here. Perfection. Those are the Guildmongers who are going to give me my 11th, 12th, and 13th Dragon Horde, so we can end this run sitting on a full Horde, which I truly believe that Lady Guildheart and Lord Phoenix would both really admire. Oh boy. I'm actually furthest from killing entropy. Wild. It's never the case. I can't leave Entropic Crystal in this hand. All right. Big gamble, but I'm not gonna promise you that I'm not gonna undo it if it doesn't work. Never mind, it worked. So actually, I was never gonna undo it. You can't prove otherwise. Oops. Fireball for the bottom line does make a lot of sense to me. Helps us push much more damage against Entropy in the back line, who's taking 280 damage on the top line, and okay, yeah, we've got lethal. If I use Pyrelight and then end my turn, we win this run! Yo, what a wild run! Truly got to exploit going maximum greed. It's beautiful. Melting Remnant level up. Level up 8 gives us Intent on Death, 1 Ember Consume, trigger a unit's extinguishability without killing it. And then Mold Braces. God, both of these would have been incredible in this run. Friendly units apply Armor 5 to the front friendly unit on Extinguish. You also hit level 9, Sacrificial Resurrection. 0 Ember, consume cards in hand, add a draft unit. So it has Multi-Strike 1 and Burnout 1. Add a draft unit to your hand for 10 additional damage for each card consumed. Hell yeah. Lady of the Reformed, who I think I called Lady of the House, who is the other version of this unit, the 45-45 Burnout 3 unit. Obviously, insane carry for the entire run. Little Fade, your champion is always with you, but realistically, Lady the Reformed that could not take damage was doing the heavy lifting. She even just stood up against a single boss in, I think it was on the 3rd ring, and just beat it to death herself. Let's have a quick look at the run summary, just so that I can pull up the big Lady of the Reformed. And then, like, maybe, oh yeah. Oh god, it was literally, yeah, and a paraffin endorser. That's a thumbnail. I'm experimenting between putting actual cards that appeared in the run on the thumbnail versus putting the characters that appeared on the thumbnail. And the reason is obviously because eventually there's not going to be that many characters that have not already appeared in the thumbnail. So for the distinction purposes, I think that it's more important to put the card in the thumbnail. But feel free to leave your opinion on that in the description down below. If you could leave it in the description down below, that would be remarkable. But I prefer you leave it in the comment section down below, because it'd be much more helpful. Let's head back to the outpost and see what they have to say. They're nothing. Nothing. I got a cold shoulder for a run like that. Oh, for the moment though. My name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. You better believe it's still be Monster Train 2. Top left is Zero's playlist for all my content of the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting it on Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. At or above the thank tier. A special thanks this episode to Victor. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully see you all next time.